All right. Let me get to the kind of beginning slide here. Oh, I need to actually share my screen with you. Okay. Oh, thanks. It's gonna have to eat it cold.
Dad!
All right. My husband got me an In-N-Out burger because I complained, but now I got to teach, so I'm not going to eat in front of you all.
Yeah.
All right, we haven't been out in like 3 weeks. All right, let's go. Over. Okay, go. You're bugging me.
Go away.
Go away.
Yeah, you go
Okay.
away from me.
All right. So let me show you kind of just as a refresher. I think most of you have been here for a couple times, so you know this now. So I did finish grades today. I posted them. I had them up by like noon. That's like, I think, a new record for me, not like 3:01. Anything College Board sessions prior to 3/13/20, you get 30 for taking the notes and up to 50 if you try the skipped examples. If you're in BC, we'll be going over some of those on Thursday or Friday and Saturday. You get homework points for those. Actually, I take that back. We'll do the ones for the test ones. So, and then after 4/13 date, those are the ones you get test points for, because those ones are more like related to exactly what's on the test. And you get, again, 30 for taking notes, 50 for completing the examples. I did dig in. I found some people who had done some February break extra credit. You get 20 points each for each correct problem on that. That brought up some people's grades a lot. Attending the live sessions, we're going to take roll a couple times. So that's worth 10 points. Playing the live games. Today is a Kahoot. Hopefully you're up on your Albert Einstein info because Andy got to, or not Albert Einstein. It was Newton, so at least his calculus ready. He's been studying Newton this week. Says we're going to play something where he has got 15 questions he found about Newton. He didn't write them this time, though. Okay. And then taking notes during the lives, and this can be done via video later. I did not get a thing posted. I'm going to redo the Power School and how you guys are posting a little bit. So I will hopefully have that done by tomorrow morning. So that I was trying to get grades done. That was taking precedence. So I will get at so you can get all this stuff posted and in for me, okay? Hopefully you picked up your packet. That was yesterday's slide. If you still need the packet, you want to get the problems, you can call the office and see if Mrs. Gonzalez is there, the office manager, and see if you can arrange to go pick them up, okay, at other times. So what's coming up today is Wednesday, and we're going to do 2016 number 6 and 2015 number 6. Tomorrow we're only going to do one problem because it is somebody's birthday. So we're going to meet at 2:45, hopefully be done around 3:15. And then on Friday, I picked 2 problems. We're going to do 2015 number 1 and 2016 number 5. Today's and tomorrow's, I'm kind of pick some oddball stuff where it's got like just basic calculus stuff and theorems that we've got to know, equations of tangent lines, those kind of things. And then we're going to start the rates, and we'll do some rates Friday and Saturday. And then on Friday, we'll meet at 4 for everybody. And then Saturday and Friday, we'll do 1 o'clock. We'll do some of the questions from the AP Live that they kind of skip over and we maybe have questions on. So I'll try to download and send you the packets on the ones that we are for BC that we're going to actually try to go through. If you haven't been watching the live sessions, you should, because they're pretty awesome, especially the BC ones. And from YouTube. And then Saturday we'll meet at 3 for both groups, and then 2 o'clock just before it for BC. Okay. Any questions about our schedule? I'm sorry you didn't get the packet and that it ended early, and they wouldn't let you in the office to get the packet. I'll find out about that. I wonder why it ended early today. Okay. It's worth maybe a call to the office and to see if you can just make an appointment to they closed the gate around this. They closed the gate at 10:40. Okay. As far as the packet goes, you guys, you can either print it at home. Okay. Oh, they're packing up and barely got there in time. Got it. Okay. I appreciate the information, guys. So they ran out of food and they closed up as soon as they ran out of food, apparently. So I'm sorry if you didn't get it. If you call the office, I'll try to send an email too and see if there's a time. Oh, Kira got hers at 11:15. So see, if it doesn't hurt, even if you're calling the office from the cell phone in the car to see if you can come grab the packet, it probably won't be, whatchamacallit, be a problem. And if you that way, just if you can get by there anytime, if you're going to be out and about, Miss Gonzalez is there 5 days a week, I believe, right now. Okay, from like normal hours from 8 till 3. Okay, so you can always print it, or you can always pull it up on your screen. Because remember, I can't post the actual problems because of copyright with College Board. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do these 2 questions today. So these, I call them kind of other types. They don't fit into a great category name, so that's what I'm calling them for now. And, oh, I lost it. Yes. Okay, what happened to, I lost my file. I got to find it again. I'm sorry. It closed as, I must have closed it as I was, OneNote. There we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Back to where we need to be. Okay, so we're going to do 2015 number 6. I'm going to read it from the paper. Okay, so it says consider the given curve by the curve given by the equation, and this is a number 6, which means it wouldn't have been a calculator problem at all, ever. So that awful stuff we have to actually deal with. I mean, it isn't that awful. So given by the equation y cubed minus xy equals 2, and it can be shown that dy dx equals y over 3y squared minus x. So basically, they already did the derivative for us. So yay, we have the derivative already. Okay. So looking at the comments. Okay. So the first thing they're asking us to do is write an equation of the tangent line to the curve at the point -1, 1. So all we have to do is write the equation of the tangent line. Yesterday, we saw slopes of tangent lines, but we're not full equations. So we need 2 things to write an equation of a tangent line. We need a point and we need a slope. We have the point. The point is -1, 1. We have to find the slope, but we find the slope with the derivative, and we happen to have that. So all we have to do, we have to plug in there. I've been watching a lot of the College Board videos, especially the more recent ones, and it's been really clear that how important your notation and making sure you're communicating well to the graders is. So this is notation I haven't used frequently, and I probably should. If we're actually plugging in for x and y, you just draw this bar, okay, and then whatever variable you're plugging in for equal to whatever it is. It's kind of like we're saying we're solving for f of -1, how we plug the -1 and we're solving for it. It's similar notation to that. Okay. All right. So we're plugging in. I've got a y. So y is equal to 1. So I'm going to go 1. And then 3 times 1 squared minus, and then the x value is -1. Because we have to put this into equation tangent line, I probably would go to the simplified version. So 1 over 3 plus 1, which is 1/4. So now I have a point, I have the slope, I can write the equation tangent line. So y minus, my y value is 1, equals my slope 1/4 times x minus -1. If you want to change the double negative to a positive, you can. Okay. So for points, you got 1 point for the slope, and you got 1 point for the equation of the tangent line. In a lot of the answer keys, you'll see them move this guy to the other side. You don't have to. Okay. So somewhere you should have information about equation tangent line. You should write you should know this formula, but you should write this formula out somewhere on whatever note page you're creating for yourself for the test. Okay, let's look at the next one. So now this is the tough part of this one. It took me a while to think about this one too. So find the coordinates of all points on the curve at which the line tangent to the curve at that point is vertical. If I read that and I was stressed about the test, I might skip to the next part, okay? But if you know what you're doing and you understand it, it shouldn't be too bad, okay? So when we talk about vertical tangents, a vertical line looks like this, which means that it has an undefined slope. Whenever you have an undefined slope, that means that the denominator has to be equal to 0, okay? So the denominator of the slope, we happen to have a slope that has a denominator. So all I'm going to do is take this denominator right here and set it equal to 0. That's just kind of step 1. So I know that this is going to happen when that denominator is equal to 0. Problem is that I don't have any other information on how to plug in for x and y. So this is where this one gets tricky. And this is going to be ugly right here. But I have this equation, And I have this equation up here. So when I have two equations and two variables, I have to do what we call a system of equations. It's not as terrible as it seems. It's not like systems from Algebra 2. I'm going to go ahead and move this to the other side, and it's just going to be substitution in. So I solved, I got x equals 3y squared. I can take that and plug it into this one here for the x value, so that way I only have one variable and I'll be able to solve it. So I'm going to move my work over here because I did not leave myself enough space apparently. We've got y cubed minus 3y squared is going in for the x, y equals 2. All right, so I've got y cubed minus 3y cubed equals 2. Y cubed minus 3y cubed is negative 2y cubed equals 2. And then I've got y cubed equals negative 1. We take the cube root of both sides. We get y equals negative 1. All right, we were supposed to not just find the y value, but the coordinates. So I need the x value. Well, that means we're going to have to plug in again. So I need to find somewhere to plug into. I probably could plug into here. I plugged into the original, so I'm going to keep doing that just because I know what the answer is, and I already know I'm going to get it right. So I'm going to plug into y cubed minus xy equals 2. So I've got negative 1 cubed minus x times the negative 1 equals 2. So we've got negative 1 plus x equals 2. And then x equals 3. So the line tangent to the curve is vertical at the point 3, negative 1. I'll give you a minute to write it down. Andy, are you almost ready? Yeah. Okay. I have one more part, and then you can do the joke of the day. Josue, what's wrong? You can turn your microphone off. Are we okay, Josue? I see your hand raised. You got it? Okay. All right. If you guys have a Maribel, I'm looking at the comments now. My comments kind of closed. You got negative 3, 1. Okay, so first of all, let me do Maribel's. Maribel, I would up here on this, and again, I'm learning this still kind of with you guys. I know I've been teaching it for years. This is to help with the communication. You want to communicate, and I know I did not spell, I didn't even come close to spelling that. Communicate to the readers. Okay, that helps you communicate to the readers. Okay, that's why I would write that. All right, let's go back and double check our work. So did you plug into the same equation, Luis? All right, so when you plug in, make sure you have a negative times a negative there, and that turned positive. I don't see a mistake in mine. So I think you need to double check your work, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my second derivative. So my second derivative, oh, I need this. I'm gonna rewrite my function here. So it's y over 3y squared minus x. But, oh, that's not what should be written there. That would be, we would get big points marked off for that on the AP test by writing it like that. We want to make, because this was actually the first derivatives equation. So we would want to say y over 3y squared minus x. Okay, so I have a quotient rule going on if I got to take the derivative of that. So I've got my red and I've got my green. So I'm going to take my derivative, which is my second derivative in this case. All right, so I take the derivative of my red, which is 1, and then I keep the green the way it is. All right, and then I'm going to subtract. And then I'm going to keep the red the way it is and take the derivative of my green. And then it's all over the green squared. All right, so I'm just going to double check. I've got my greens in the right spot. I didn't take my derivative of my green very well, though, did I? Let me fix that. All right, so the derivative of my green was 6y. Oh, and I missed something. I'm looking at my notes. dy. Don't write it yet. You probably already are writing it. Okay. So when I took the derivative of this guy right here, we need to do this implicitly because it's a second derivative. So I should have written 1 dy dx. Okay, then my green minus the red the way it is times the derivative of the green, which is 6y minus, or 6y dy dx minus 1. So you have to do this implicitly, which makes it even a little bit crazier, okay? And then the red was from, here's a derivative, here's a derivative. Okay, so we've kind of tracked it and we know that it's correct. We are going to now plug into this guy here because we have to actually, did it say to do it at a spot? I didn't write that down apparently somewhere. It says at the point, I didn't write it in my notes. We're supposed to find this where x equals -1 and y equals 1, which means I need to plug into this mess right here, okay? So I'm going to try to do that right over here. So I'm going to say d squared d, the second derivative. Okay. Evaluated at, and they did the little notation again, x, y equals, they're evaluating at -1, 1. Okay, and all we're going to do is really the plug-in step. We're not going to try to simplify this. We're going to practice like it's just like the AP test. It's going to be messy, okay? So I don't really need the 1. I do need to do the dy, though. So the dy means I would plug into this thing here, okay? So I'm plugging in a 1 for the y, and then I'm plugging in a -1 for the y squared, so -1 squared minus -1. That's your slope, okay? So anytime we see dy, that's dy. All right, times. We're plugging into this green one now. So 3 times 1 squared minus -1. Minus. And then it says we need y. So I'm going to plug in a 1. And then it says 6y. So 6 times 1. And then we need dy dx, which is this messy thing again, which I could have simplified. I could have done that off to the side and simplified it. Let's see, that -1 squared is 1. So that's just 3 plus 1. If I'm going to simplify that a little bit. And then -1. Okay, but the parentheses there. And then all over 3 times 1 squared minus -1 squared. Do not simplify that. Don't waste your time. That will get you 100% credit. Okay. Andy, where are you? Okay. Andy has the joke of the day. All right, come on in. All right.
Hey.
Look up at that one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tell him the joke. Just say the question first, okay? We'll give him a couple seconds before you tell the punchline. Delaney's ready for the joke. You ready? Go.
Okay. Are monsters good at math?
Let's see if anybody responds. Are monsters good at math? Maribel says yes, they are. Probably not. All right. Better than me. All right. Maybe. Yes. Perhaps. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
What's the punchline?
No. Unless you count Dracula.
That was bad. All right. Oh, Gabby liked it. Okay, onward. Oh, Donovan loved it because he loves jokes. Okay, oh, he keeps going. Donovan, maybe you can send in the joke of the day, or you can tell the joke of the day tomorrow.
Oh.
All right. Oh, yeah, it was bad. Okay. Okay, here we go. So let's look at number 20. See, it was our nice little brain break. We're going to look. Oh, I didn't do points, did I? I'm sorry, I didn't do the points. Let me do the points real quick. Okay. You had to, this part here, B, was terrible. This was an awful question right here because you had to know how to do so much of this algebraic stuff. There wasn't that much calculus in it. You didn't get your calculus till the bottom. So you got 1 point for this mess here. You got a point for getting the equation in one variable, which really wasn't calculus. And then you got a point for actually calculating the coordinates. So I would have probably chosen one of the other parts to do other than that. On the part C, you got 2 points for the implicit differentiation, 1 point for substituting this guy in for the dy dx, And then you got 1 point for this final answer. Okay. All right, let's look at 2016, number 6. So it's a nice tabular problem. You're going to probably see either the table or you're going to see the graph. Those are going to be popular this year, I have a feeling. All right, so they gave us this scary looking table. So it says that it told us in the problem, it says the functions f and g have continuous second derivatives. Oh, I missed the word second in there. So second derivatives. The table above gives values of the functions and their derivatives at selected values of x. Okay. It says let k of x equal f of g of x. Right there, whenever you see that, it's a function inside of a function. When we see a function inside of a function, we always have to think chain rule. Okay. Anytime you see a function inside of a function. We're supposed to write the equation for the line tangent, so you can hopefully see the theme. We had a lot of tangent line stuff today. To the graph of k at x equals 3. Okay, so equation tangent line means I need a point, means I need a slope. All right, so let's see. I have half a point. I have the x. I need the y somehow. Okay. So, and I don't really have, so let me see if I can calculate the y. So I know that if I put it into here, I could probably calculate the y. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go k of 3 equals f of g of 3. And at least the AB students, I know the BC kids are good at this, but the AB students, I emphasized this a lot last year in trig. When we did piecewise, I made you guys do this stuff over and over and over. This is why. So we did g of 3 would be this guy right here. You got to read it out of the table. So that's 6. Okay. And then f of 6, I'm going to go to the 6th row and do f of 6 happens to be 4. So I know I have the point 3, 4. So I've got point taken care of. I need to get slope. So to get slope, okay, I'm now looking back at the comments. I shouldn't have looked at the comments. I'm going to get the slope, I got to take the derivative. So I got to take the derivative of this thing right here, okay? And in there we have a chain rule going on. We kind of already said that at the beginning. So my inner function is the g. So I've got u equals g of x. And then u prime equals g prime of x. All right. Hey, Ellie Bell, can you come in and double check the roll for me? Make sure we got everybody I want to make, because we got a lot of people in here and they may have come in after. Okay. All right. I kind of started doing this yesterday. I'm gonna let the I did usually use black. I'm gonna let the outer one, just because it's a dummy variable. We're just picking something so you have an equation, so it looks like an equation. You don't really have to do it this way. So this is gonna be f of u, and then the derivative that would be f prime of u. All right. So to take the derivative of this, when we do the chain rule, we multiply the outside function. Okay. Can you please do it?
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, you need to get into here. I need the keyboard back. Times the inside function, or sorry, that's the outside, that's the inside function. The inside function times the outside function. But evaluate it, but you got to plug the u back in. Okay. So, no, okay, double check it for me. Okay. All right. So now I got to substitute in the number. Okay, so we've got k prime of, we're plugging in a 3 equals g prime of 3. I apologize for the screaming in the background. Of f prime of g of 3. Why don't you close that door? Okay. All right.
That's good.
It's good? Okay, thank you. All right, then we've got, so we're going to go back to my chart. G prime of 3 is 2. And then I've got times f prime g of 3 is 6. So I'm plugging a 6 in there. I'm looking through. Okay. And then I need f prime of 6. I'm going f prime of 6 is 5. So I had 2 times 5. Technically there I could stop. Okay, so you could stop there for the AP test, or 10 is your answer. Okay. Look at this. We're just flying right through it today. It's only 327. All right. Let's look at the next part of this. Oh, I'm going to need that one. So we have h of x equals g of x over f of x. I got to find h prime of x. I forgot the points. Sorry. The points on that one are You got 2 points for finding the slope. So you got 2 points. Oh, I didn't finish the problem, did I? It's a good thing I went back. Thank you, Michaela. We do have to do the equation of the tangent line. So y, I was so excited to go to part B. Y minus, my y value is this guy right, no, it's this guy right here, because my slope was 10. All right, so y equals 4. Y minus 4 equals, the slope is 10 times x minus, we see you guys are so smart, you're catching me. All right, and then let me do the points real quick. It's a good thing I thought about the points. You got 2 points for finding the slope. So you got 2 points for this part right here. And then you got a point for the equation of the tangent line. You got a point for that. Okay. All right. Then we are going to look at this next one here. So this says we got h of x equals g of x over f of x. Okay. And this is, it's a quotient rule. So I've got the red one over the green one. Apparently I made it really tiny today. So I'm going to take that, start taking that derivative. So h prime of x equals, so derivative of the red times the green the way it is, minus the derivative of the green. I'm sorry, not the derivative of the green, that's not our pattern. Times the green the way it is, times the red the way it is, leave the red alone, and then times the derivative of the green all over the green squared. So we're going to double check it. We've got the red original. Green original, green derivative, green squared. All right, the nice part about that chain rule versus what we did in the last problem is we didn't have to do any of that messy implicit stuff. I actually prefer this, okay? They're going to do something like this to you, whether it's chain rule or it's product rule or it's quotient rule. They're going to do something like that because you can't put it into photomath, okay? It's not going to probably give it to you, okay? So h prime of 1, that's what I'm plugging in. So we get g prime of 1 times f of 1 minus g of 1 times f prime of 1 all over f of 1 squared. Okay, a picky little thing here. If you're plugging the 1 in, you need to have a 1 there. If you left that as x, you would have, you wouldn't be communicating to your grader or the reader the right way. Okay. Same thing here. If you put a 1 in here and you put x's in there, you can't do that. Okay. You need to communicate clearly. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back to, I didn't copy and paste my chart. I didn't do a very good job on my notes today. All right. So I've got g prime of 1 is 8. So using a lot of numbers in that chart. And then f of 1 is -6. Minus, and then g of 1 is 2. And f prime of 1 is 3. So use that entire row. And then all over f of 1, which f of 1 was the -6 again. Right there, stop. Okay? So don't go any further than that for the AP test. If you must know what it is, it's -3/2. All right, points on that part. So on that part, you got 2 points for the expression for h of 1. So basically, if you got it into this here, so basically taking your derivative in terms of with the 1 in there, you got 2 points for that. And then you got 1 point for this answer right here. Okay? I'm checking out the chat, sorry. To do the explicit plug-in step before solving. No, you could go, Antonio or Lorenzo, you can go right to here. Okay, as long as you use that 1 there and not putting an x in it, okay? Please tell the kids you've got the answer, it's -3/2. Let you figure out the simplification. It's not that bad. Okay. Go ahead, Lorenzo.
So we're able to just skip down to the final bit.
They're giving you, looking at the points, it says expression for h prime of 1. So they're looking at this expression right here. So you didn't necessarily have to do that step right there. Okay. Just make sure that this is a 1 here, not an x.
Okay.
Okay. Make sense?
So okay. So they didn't want the first line of work. They just
is okay to write down, but you don't have to have it.
Okay.
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 All right.
Thank you.
So yes, Melissa, you would get it wrong. So if it was simplified and you did something wrong, so you didn't get a 3/2 here and you had this correct, you would lose that point. Okay. So because you did a mistake. So do you see how it's much safer? It's very uncomfortable, but it's safer to stop here. Okay. You're going to be under time pressure. Okay. You're in a totally different testing environment than you're used to. Okay. So you're going to stop. Just start practicing where you stop there. Okay. A lot of the answer keys will have it unsimplified. Okay. So if you go back and start looking at the scoring guides, you're going to see it unsimplified. All right. Let's look at part C, and it's only 333. See, I can let you out early because we're not at school and I won't get in trouble, right? All right. I want a different color. Okay. So the next one says, it's super simple. It says evaluate that. Okay. So we've got some issues going on in there. It looks like we definitely have a function inside a function, but it's an integral. So instead of chain rule, we call that u substitution. So you've got your u is 2x, which means that du is equal to 2 dx. So I see in my problem, I have the 2x, but I only have a dx. I don't have the 2. So I got to rewrite it because it's way too small. 1 to 3 f double prime of 2x dx. Okay, so I know that this is my orange. I know this is part of my blue. So remember, I have to add in to get, if I want to put a 2 here, I need to divide by 2 somewhere, and I'm going to divide by 2 outside. Okay. So I'm ready to substitute in my u. So I have 1/2 the integral from 1 to 3 of f double prime for the orange we're putting in u. And then for the dx, the 2 dx part we're putting in du. So this is where the blue went, right? And this was where the orange came from. All right, so when we integrate, and these are great to integrate, no super complicated integrals. Or antiderivatives. When you go from f prime and you have to go up one level, it's just f prime. Or f double prime goes to f prime. So f prime. Oh, I did something bad. You can't do this. They will mark down for that. I've learned that in the past couple days. Those were the limits for x because it was in terms of x. I have to switch them to u's. So I'm going to switch this one to a u. So u equals 2 times 1, which is 2. So that's where I got that one. Okay. And then this one up here, okay, is u equals 2 times 3, which is 6. So this one's a 6. Okay, and then you don't have to plug your x's back in. If you don't do that, I saw it in a video today. They said they will mark down for that if you don't switch it to u's. Okay. All right. So f prime of u, and then it's from 2 to 6. All right. I am going to go ahead and plug it, and I can plug in those u's. I do not have to go back in and plug all this other mess back in to save yourself the time and headache. So f prime of 6 minus 1/2 f prime of 2. And you'll see sometimes some people will do this. I don't do this because if they mean exactly the same thing, this is factored out. I don't do this because a lot of you will just do this, which is wrong. So this is incorrect because your 1/2 needs to be distributed. That's why I always just carry it. Well, that one was right. Okay. That's why I just carry it through so we don't make that mistake. Okay, because some of us will miss parentheses. All right, so f prime of 6. Gee, I wonder where that is. It's back up here in the chart. Okay, so I'm going back to my chart. All right, f prime of 6 as it was, right, is 5. So I have 1/2 times 5 minus 1/2 times f prime of 2 was my other one. F prime of 2. We hadn't used that row yet. -2. Okay, stop. Okay, don't go on because you don't want to mess that up. For those of us that need to go on, 5/2 plus 4/2. Nope, something's wrong. 2/2, not 4/2. I was multiplying the 2's together. 4/2, so you end up with, there's still something wrong. 5/2. You're only supposed to get 7/2. Oh, I wrote the 4 again. Jeez, Mrs. Ballard. All right. Andy, are you ready? Okay, come on back in. I like my fancy colors. I love my new thing, so I can't wait to use it next year at school. I wouldn't circle your final answers on the AP test. Okay, so I'm going to go through the comment. I need to put points on it, and then I'll go through the comments, okay? Shh, quiet. All right, so you get, in this case, you get 2 points for your antiderivative. So this part here is worth 2 points. And then you get 1 point for this answer, okay? All right, I'm going to go through the comments really quick. Is 2 an F prime, or is it supposed to be 2x? Is 2x is supposed to be an F prime? No. It's supposed to just be a 2, okay? Oh, never mind. I didn't read the never mind part. All right. Mentioned something about not circling answers on the AP test. I still wouldn't circle your answers, your final answers, okay? Jade, I wasn't the kid who had 60 colors in elementary, but it's super fun now. I love it. Okay. All right. I know now that you're not going to be there, I've got a fancy new thing. It's actually not officially mine. It's my husband's, but yes, we're going to use that rainbow pen like crazy. I think I can get more different colored rainbow pens too, because there's 2 of them. See, look at this one. That one's rainbowy too. So that one's, I think, the Galaxy pen. So super excited. If you only had touchscreen Chromebooks, and then we could really do this really well. So that would be awesome. That's not going to happen probably. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns about this? Because Andy is ready to play Kahoot. He's got a special Kahoot for you all today.
I'm actually gonna host it.
Yes, you are. Come on over here. You're going to host it today. He's hosting. Apparently, I'm not allowed to. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get out.
I'm gonna get out of the room. I'm not getting out of the room. I gotta pull it up. I forgot to pull it up.
I get to sit in the seat.
You get to sit in this seat. Okay, you're kicking me out. All right. Apparently he is, Jasmine. Yes.
You had the man.
That is not the button I want. Okay, let's go to our favorites. You picked it out, right?
Yep,
You should have picked an Earth Day one, apparently, because it's Earth Day. There is Kahoot. You probably know how to get there better than I do. Favorites. All right.
Isaac Newton.
There we go. You know what to do, people.
Bye-bye. You will go. No.
All right, I've been kicked out.
5, 8, 1, 3, 1, 4, 7.
Yeah, crank up the volume a bit. That's not loud enough for Kahoot.
Oh.
Make sure you put a name in there I recognize. Okay, especially if you want some extra credit, if you're one of the winners.
Yeah. One of the top 3. Top 5, really.
All right.
How about
How
about we put it in chat?
What?
How about we
Oh, okay. I'll get the code in chat. Thank you for reminding me, sir. Okay.
You are welcome.
Okay, I'll take care of that for you. Okay. Five, 8, 1, 3, 1, 4, 7.
Yes. So I'll just tell you.
Not letting you join, Sarah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ooh, I should. Oh, I know the answers, or I could play.
Oh yes,
you
you
got
should
it?
play.
Okay.
You should play.
I'm gonna play.
Yes, you should.
It's actually not that bad. When I looked through it the first time, I could get all the answers right, and I know even though Isaac Newton is, it's not that bad. We didn't let Andy write it this time. All right, we're at 31. We're gonna get in there. You got like 30 seconds to get in.
Wait, Mom.
Yes.
Do you know all the answers?
I think so. You're not supposed to say them out loud the thing.
I know, Mom.
Okay, got it.
Please do not.
No SpongeBob. He's not allowed to watch SpongeBob. So,
Not even Nickelodeon.
no, we don't watch Nickelodeon. We're
Disney. Yeah, because we're named after Disney's names. Ellie from
right.
Andy.
They all know that. Okay, go for it. Here we go, people.
Isaac Newton. 3, 2, 1. Quiz. Who is Isaac Newton? It was also
we borrowed this one, so it's in Spanish. Those of you
So,
that know that.
Right, Isaac Newton was the president of the United States. Isaac Newton was a teacher at Blair High School. Isaac Newton was a famous scientist, or Isaac Newton was an artist. Whoa.
See, that was a tough one, wasn't it, guys?
Only one of them got it wrong. He was a famous scientist also.
All right, who's in there?
Jose.
Josue. All right.
All right. Where was Isaac Newton from? The United States of America, England, Spain, or Canada? Person did not make this program.
Why?
Because that's bad saying. It was, yes, England. Definitely not Canada or the United States. Come on.
All right, who got it?
Oh,
Luis and Maddie moved up. All right, keep going.
And Lorenzo Madison.
Yes.
Hey. Quiz. When was Isaac Newton born? 1642, 2000, 1990, 1000.
See, I told you.
Oh, wow. Most of you got correct.
All
You
right.
stayed all wrong. Ooh, Luis still in the lead, but Lorenzo moved up to top 3.
Awesome. Keep going, dude.
All right, quiz. When did Isaac Newton die?
Make sure you remember the last answer.
2017, 1977, 1992, 1720. Yes, 1727.
They're doing pretty well on this today, Andy.
Oh, Madison's on fire.
Keep going.
Quiz. Isaac Newton was a scientist. True or false? Oh, you guys already know this one. Yes! Come on.
All right.
Send the first question. Oh, Madison just moved up behind Luis. Quiz. Isaac Newton was also a musician and artist, professional baseball player, mathematician and astronomer, or a farmer and yes.
What did you learn about him today? What did his mom want him to do?
Be a farmer.
His mom wanted him to be a farmer.
Literally. Whoa, Gabby's taking over Madison. Wait, 9 players just hit answer strike 4?
Wow, that's pretty impressive,
Oh,
Andy.
Maddie's getting against Madison D. All right. Quiz. Isaac Newton discovered electricity, the planet's chocolate, or gravity? Yes. Gravity.
Well, at least no one picked chocolate.
Yeah, because that's my favorite. Can't steal it. Whoa, Maddie is
All right, keep going.
All right, quiz. Isaac Newton invented the light bulb. Is that true or false? Some of them may, a majority may. I knew it.
False.
It was false. He invented calculus.
Okay.
Whoa, Luis is still ahead of the game, and 9 players have already reached it again.
Nice. Okay.
Isaac Newton invented calculus.
I should know this one.
Okay. I am so sorry. Oh, 10 people didn't get their answers in?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
No change.
Oh my gosh. But 5 players hit answer strike 7.
Yes, they did. Okay.
Quiz. Isaac Newton invented the telephone. That was actually true or false. I definitely know.
No, huh?
I know. Because somebody waited. did this?
Isaac Newton's not an enemy. He's our hero.
Yeah, cause
Delaney, he invented calculus during the Black Plague. So, like, we're stuck at home. He was stuck at home for like a year and a half.
no, that was
That's what-
after the Black.
Oh, it was
Plague.
after the Black Plague, and that's when he invented calculus.
Ooh, 3 in a row.
Okay, keep going.
NGOC is back in the game. Come on. Isaac Newton invented the reflecting telescope. This is actually true or false. Yeah. Yeah. But they have four answers for it. That is true. Oh, Maddie's behind us.
Okay.
Quiz. There are blank Newton's laws of motion, and this is for real.
So they should know this. They're pretty good. They actually know enough physics to understand.
Yeah, they do. All right. Yes, there are actually 3. There are 20 or 10 or 5. Woo!
Oh, look at that. Woo.
I like
Okay, keep going.
Oh my gosh, that was a
Okay,
big change.
3
The
questions
law
left.
of blank is law number 1. The law of interior telescope gravity.
Inertia. Let's go. Gravity. FMA.
Oh, they might already know from the picture.
Inertia.
Inertia? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I almost forgot.
Oh, big
Maddie!
change again. Good
Melissa
job.
also
All
has
right,
come
you
back.
ready?
All right.
Okay.
Quiz.
2 questions.
Law number 2 states blank equals mass x acceleration.
Time acceleration.
X acceleration.
No calculus.
Right.
Apples.
Force.
Equals mass. Apples equals mass times acceleration. Right?
No.
No? Okay. One of them put calculus.
Oh.
All right. Next. Last question, dude.
All
Last
right.
question.
Oh, but Ricky just got out of Maddie. And quiz. The last 3 states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Every rose has its thorn. What goes up must go down. You must be very strong to push a car. Come on, people, you gotta know this. Yes. Wait.
One person did put you must be very strong to push a car.
Well, that must come down. Yeah, that's kind of true,
Alright.
but that's just only catchphrase.
All right. Let's see. Who is it? Who is it?
Miguel.
Good job, Miguel. Ricky at number 2. Get to number 1. Got it. Got it. Blanca is number 1. Great job. Who was 4 and 5? Maddie and Madison were 4 and 5.
Madison.
All right. I know Luis is super disappointed. Super disappointed. All right. Thank you.
Why?
Thank you for being our
Can we
guest
do
host.
another coup?
We'll do another one tomorrow. We'll do another one tomorrow. All right. Thank you all for playing. That was a slight tangent on calculus, but that's all right. Okay. Are there any other? Bill Nye, the science guy, pulled us through today, kids. Awesome. Glad you've been enlightened, Donovan. All right. Any other questions, comments? If we don't, there would be so much screaming over. You guys, we should turn our mics on for Kahoot. Maybe we'll turn our mics on tomorrow. Okay. Or if you'd like to turn, we'd make Cameron turn his on, but he's not here today, apparently. I know. Cameron would have been all over that one. So he missed out. He always misses the good ones. We could play it again when Cameron's here. We've done that before too, haven't we? All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I will see you. We're done early today, 3:52. Okay. Ballard, we can turn our mics on in BC. Yes, and I don't mind if you guys really wanted to turn your mics on right now. Oh, he's taking a nap, right? What are we doing? It's actually Ellie's birthday tomorrow. I'm making a cake, but she doesn't like cake. So I'm making like an ice cream layer and a brownie layer and putting chocolate ganache on top, and then we're gonna hopefully get in the pool. So hopefully, because that's what she wants to do. So the only reason to eat cake is frosting, in my opinion. So all right, well, I will see everybody tomorrow. We're just gonna do half an hour tomorrow, okay? And we'll see if maybe we should make a Kahoot about Ellie's birthday, about Ellie tomorrow. Maybe I'll have Andy start working on that. So you all probably know enough about her. I don't like cheesecake. I think it's gross. My husband loves it, but I think it's gross. All right. I will see. Actually, we could do a Disney one in honor of Ellie's birthday. She loves Disney. All right. I am going to hang up, so I will see you all tomorrow. Okay. And if you have time, go start watching those videos from College Board.